Hi guys. Well, this is my last chance to make a video before I go away for just a few days. And as most of you know, I'll be making videos with Dave while I'm away, but we're not sure when and how they'll load up. So I just thought for this one, Pence is looking different. He's like the cat who got the cream. Is he going to make his move? Yes, he denies, of course, the op-ed, as they all would, and I don't think he actually wrote it, but he's maybe commissioned it, or he knew about it. But I want to know what's going on with the dullest man in America, because I think he's looking very furtive and smug. Now, not ideal conditions for videoing here, troops. We've got tilers on the roof, so you'll hear some banging, and in the great tradition of Australian tradies, you'll probably hear a bit of "fuck, mate," as they drop tools and things happen. Okay, so if you hear strange noises, that'll be the tilers. They're doing a great job. Go the boys. Okay, so this is on Pence. A couple of specific questions on Pence. So what's Pence up to? What's going on in that devious little mind? Pence. Okay. Oh. Well, no. Look, what I'll say, viewers, is he has one good card, so that's awesome. It's a very good card, so we'll see what that is about, shall we? But it's not the first three. So, what he gets to kick off is the Three of Swords, the wounds in the heart. Is that in his heart, or what he's about to do to Trump? Right. He's definitely up to something. He's been embattled, as they all have. They have chained themselves to this gobsmackingly stupid, corrupt, destructive imbeciles. So, embattled, yes. The moon, deceptions and lies. I think he's been surrounded by deception and lies, and you know what? I think he's also engineered deception and lies. I think he is one big deception and one big lie. Oh. Anyway, I think he's going to have his moment. He gets the star card. That's the one I was talking about. Inspiration and hope, and I think he thinks he's going to pull off the big one. He's going to get the big chair. And as we've discussed before, he well might, but he won't be in it for long. However, I think this reinforces what I was saying at the beginning. He's got plans. He's actually put them into action. And this is his dream come true. Quid pro quo with the other filthy Republicans. You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. He's a condescending bastard as well. That's what happens when you're holier than thou, when you have the Puritan, sort of high ground. So deals being struck, reciprocal deals. Okay. So now the question becomes, what form does it take? So, are they going to invoke the 25th? The thing with all these readings, viewers, and I'm sure you've heard other readers say this time is exciting to read on. It's fun to read on. It's gut-wrenching to read on. It's all those things. But it's very hard to read too, because these things are so volatile. There's the big picture, which will, the big picture is all right, but there's so much that goes on between now and, let's say, 5 years' time in the States. So much is going on between now and Christmas. So much is going on between now and halfway through next year. So that's why it's so hard to really have a clear timeline. So I'm happy to do just a mini question again on will it be the 25th, because 6 months ago they weren't going down that track. 2 months ago, talking about it behind closed doors, but it didn't have any traction. Now it's a possibility. So will they go the 25th? Will they go the 25th? Will they go the 25th? Unfit to govern. Well, that's a good one. Okay. The moon card again. All right, I think, will they go the 25th? I wouldn't rule it out. Over the lot is, this is being made an offer you don't want. Is that Trump being warned they're going to go for it and he doesn't want it? Or is it Pence not entirely happy with the 25th for his own reasons? He has to kick it into the park. So a digression. Oh, very big thumb. A digression here, viewers. As I understand it, the 25th Amendment has to be flagged by the Vice President and 2/3 of Congress. Is it Congress? Or 2/3 of somebody. But the Vice President is absolutely essential in it happening. I'm sure he fantasizes about it. I'm sure he prays about it. I'm sure he thinks God's put him in there. Maybe God's giving him a new message. It's time to pounce. So that could be Trump getting the offer he doesn't want. However, back to the question, going the 25th or not. The moon again, lies, deception, everything ugly and hypocritical about the GOP. The Two of Wands in this context I take as the voice of wisdom, the voice of sanity. God knows who that is. I have no idea. You might be able to suggest some players, their views. But when I think of the GOP, names simply don't come to mind when I think of who are the sane ones, who are the real grown-ups. I've never liked Kelly, but it could be Kelly. Someone with a bit of worldliness, they're a bit of an outward-looking person. So I guess it could be Mattis. I think it's one of the generals, actually. It could also be someone high up in big business. It could actually be possibly big GOP donors like the Koch brothers. But I think it's someone powerful, their voice is being heard, and they're saying enough. You better do something about this guy. Trump himself is still in La La Land. He has taken up residence in Disneyland. They should actually have a Trump ride. Don't you think that's a good idea, viewers? The Trump ride, where you can go to hell and back on some sort of machine. Coming up more, a deal will be struck. Ooh. I think that, okay, this is what I think. it's been talked about seriously enough. The conversation has in fact moved to, are we going to invoke the 25th, or is he going to be pushed to resign? I think that's the only choice Trump's looking at now. He's rabbiting on about impeachment with the Dems. That's the next option. Okay? So his options aren't looking marvellous, you have to say. I don't know if he's even heard of the 25th Amendment, because no one would be game to bring it up with him. That's the one, El Presidente, where we say that you are absolutely crazy and we can't let you go on for another half an hour in the presidency. Who's going to tell Trump that until the end, the final conversation? Can't see that happening readily. He might not know about the 25th Amendment. He's heard about impeachment. Don't ask him to spell it. He's heard about it. And his lawyers must keep talking about it, so he has got his head around impeachment. Democrats get in, I could be impeached. I don't think he even knows about the 25th Amendment. How hilarious. Oops. Women celebrating. Oh, that could be not women celebrating. That reminds me of Kavanaugh before I finish this other reading. It's so weird that all the psychics, all the readers keep coming up with this ambivalence over Kavanaugh. And I read up a bit on the behind the scenes. If he gets up, he is still liable for prosecution for perjury, because there is a trail of legal naughtiness. So he could get in and kicked out. It could happen. Oh, we do live in an amazing era, don't we, viewers, really? Well, my next question is about Pence, because he is making a play. I don't doubt that now. I presume it's going to be after the midterms. Is it going to be after the midterms? After the midterms. I mean, surely not before the midterms, you know. Holding on to money, balancing, yes, blue, blue, blue. Yeah, that would be my feel. It would make sense, obviously. Continue with him. There's only another 60 days or something, and it would be too disruptive, you would think, to do anything radical before then. Love to be wrong. So we're looking at after the midterms, and there's a few cards that contribute to that thinking too. One is holding on, right? So the miser card, holding on to money, but I don't think it's literally about that. I think it is just about holding on. Okay. The only card that has a city in the background, which reminds me of the Manhattan skyline, ironically, even though these cards are sort of just post-medieval. So holding on, juggling. So this is still Pence juggling. He's juggling his desire to be the president and waiting. He's juggling one arm of the Republicans that want to do it quickly and the other arm that want to do it slowly, and possibly a third arm that doesn't want to do it at all. So there's juggling, keeping them all in the tent as far as possible. Juggling. No ambiguity here. They fully intend to stab the trumpet in the back, queuing up. They're queuing up. That's not a little stiletto in the dark. That is a massive number of people skewering the President of the United States. Then, blind justice. Then they have to make a decision. I don't think they've decided when. Like, I don't think it's even as clear-cut as we're going to do it and we'll do it after the midterms. There's still more juggling to be done, and they will be at a crossroads. So that's what I think. Straight after the midterms, the conversations will be had. As everyone drifts into Thanksgiving and Christmas, they'll be huddling down. I'd say expect some news in the early part of next year. Because if he doesn't, Trump, if he doesn't do well in the midterms, they've got their excuse ready to go to get rid of him. All right. Bye for now, and next recordings will be from Sydney. Bye. Keep those comments coming. Don't forget the thumbs up. They help something. Okay. Bye for now. Ciao, ciao.